Welcome to this edition of the El Segundo City Council Recap. I'm your host, Bill Thomas. Let's take a look at the items presented to the El Segundo City Council at their March 1st, 2022 meeting. During special presentations, Art and Culture Advisory Committee Chair Natalie Strong introduced El Segundo's inaugural Poet Laureate, Hope Anita Smith. As Poet Laureate, Smith wishes to inspire the community to embrace poetry and all the joy it can bring, and has already been hard at work planning activities for the community going into the summer. City Council proclaimed the month of March as American Red Cross Month, encouraging the community to reach out and support the organization's humanitarian mission. American Red Cross Los Angeles Region Chief Operating Officer Gerald Thomas was presented with the proclamation and thanked Council for their support. City Council approved the consent calendar, and following a brief presentation from Human Resources Director Rebecca Reddick, appointed both an interim city manager and an interim community services director. Daryl George will serve as the interim city manager, and John Jones will serve as the interim community services director effective March 2nd. Both have decades of public service experience and will serve a maximum of 6 months as CalPERS retired annuitants until the permanent selections are made. During staff presentations, Public Works Director Elias Hassoun, along with Hyperion Incident Ad Hoc Committee member Director Michael Stenstrom, provided the Hyperion update. After reviewing the committee's findings, Dr. Stenstrom explained that the Hyperion incident was caused by both mechanical failures within the water reclamation process and human error. A proper response to the failing system by plant staff could have limited the adverse effects on the spill. Dr. Stenstrom also provided the committee's recommendations for both the plant and Los Angeles sanitation officials. These recommendations included improvements to plant safety systems, plant worker trainings, and emergency response systems in the event of another incident. Director Sassoon then updated Council on the status of the Hyperion air monitoring system. The temporary system is scheduled to be operational by April 2022, with a permanent system being implemented by the end of the year. AQMD petitioned the South Coast AQMD Hearing Board to issue an order for abatement for exceeding the permitted nitrogen oxides emission rate for flare equipment. The hearing date is scheduled for March 9, 2022 at 9 a.m. City Council received and filed the presentations and directed staff to look into the possibility of pursuing legal action against LA Sanitation for their lack of accountability and damages to the general community. In response to a commercial cannabis voter initiative petition, City Attorney Mark Hensley presented a resolution confirming the city clerk's certification of the sufficiency of the voter initiative petition signatures and requested direction on the associated voter initiative ordinance. Per the election code, City Council is required to either approve the ordinance without alteration or submit the ordinance without alteration to the voters as a ballot measure on the November 8th election, or request a report from staff regarding how the ordinance could impact the city. City Council also considered a potential city-initiated commercial cannabis ordinance. After discussion, Council continued the item to their March 15th meeting. Development Services Director Michael Allen presented an update on the local Early Action Planning Grant Inclusionary Housing Study. So far, the study has shown that inclusionary housing can be feasible in certain areas of the city as long as the city's zoning and building codes are adapted to allow for these changes. After the presentation, Council expressed the need to study how to incentivize redevelopment of housing within the community and directed staff to continue with the study and analyze existing multifamily zones within the city where additional density could be supported. Director Allen also presented a number of recommendations regarding the temporary outdoor dining that has been permitted during the pandemic within the downtown area. Highlighting public safety and proper access to travel lanes, staff recommended addressing several issues immediately while also implementing an eventual cutoff date for the temporary outdoor dining. After deliberation, Council voted to immediately address issues that do not currently meet building code safety requirements. City Council directed staff to enforce the removal of all outdoor dining structures located in the travel lanes on Main Street in 30 days and on Richmond Street by August 16th. While Council continued their determination of the final sunset date for temporary outdoor dining to their next meeting, they did direct staff to proceed with further studies and development of a permanent outdoor dining program. Lastly, Council approved an amendment to extend the expiration date of City Council assignments from May 17, 2022 to January 17, 2023, and to appoint Corey Zupo to the LAX Area Advisory Committee following a brief recommendation from Mayor Drew Boyles. To watch the complete City Council meeting for March 1st, 2022, and learn more about the agenda items covered, visit elsegundo.org or watch the meeting on Channel 3. The next City Council meeting will be on Tuesday, March 15th.